Hey, I'm Chicky Linguini, and today I want to talk to you about the second brain, or the gut. Like I've mentioned before, I have PCOS, IBS, and anxiety. And at the beginning of last year, I read a book called Fiber Fueled, and that's when I really learned and understood how the body is so interconnected and how the gut is really the second brain and why it's called that. Our gut plays a huge role in everything in our body, which is why it's called the second brain. It's the puppet master in the background, pulling all the strings, controlling everything, like our hormone balance, cognition, gene expression, and our immunity. 90% of our serotonin and 50% of our dopamine is made in the gut. So that's why if you, like I, have anxiety or depression, focusing on the gut is really important. Damage to the gut microbiome has been associated with anxiety and depression, like I just mentioned, but also with chronic fatigue and so much more. But on the flip side, a healthy gut microbiome influences so much, and it gives us energy, keeps our mind sharp, and our mood relaxed. So now I'm going to read a little snippet from the book Fiber Fueled to show just how connected our gut is to everything else in our body. Researchers analyzed dirty diapers from 300 toddlers at the age of 3 months. They discovered that the changes in the gut bacteria this early in life also predicted which children would subsequently develop asthma years later. But to prove the gut microbes were actually causing the asthma, they transferred the stool from the dirty diapers into special germ-free mice. Yes, they did a fecal transplant from human into mouse. And to be clear, the human stool wasn't from a person with asthma. Instead, it was from a 3-month-old baby's diaper who was felt to be at risk for developing asthma. So what happened? Well, the mice all developed inflamed lungs indicative of asthma. So when I first read that, I was in shock and my mind went spiraling. My first thoughts were, well, I have asthma, and I now have PCOS, and I now have IBS, and I now know from reading this book along with many others that it's all connected, as you can see with the dirty diapers and the asthma. My mind went spiraling. I was like, what if my parents knew this and I changed my diet younger? Would I have then developed the asthma? Would I have then developed the PCOS and then the IBS? But none of that can change. None of that can change the past. So here we are, learning from it. This is just one of many examples in this book along with others to show how connected the gut is to everything else in our body. So this is why it's called the second brain. Our guts are filled with trillions of bacteria and microbes. To give you a more tangible way to understand how many microbes that is, I'm going to explain it in time. So 1 million seconds is about 11 days, 1 billion seconds is about 32 years, and 1 trillion seconds is about 32,000 years. So times that by 50, and that's how many microbes and bacteria we have in our gut. These bacteria and microbes break down and absorb the foods that we eat. Each dietary choice that we make will either empower or languish a group of microbes in our gut. If we're constantly eating carbs and refined sugars and processed foods, then those microbes will thrive, while the microbes that process leafy greens and vegetables will die out. This then causes imbalance and wreaks havoc in our bodies. Studies now tell us that in order to have a healthy gut microbe, we need diversity. So that means we need to be eating a diverse, wide range of plant foods each week so that our microbes can get the most exposure. So plant foods are fruits, vegetables, legumes, beans, nuts, seeds, and grains. 30 might sound like a big daunting number, but if you divide that into 5 different plant foods a day, it's really not that difficult. 5 plant foods, honestly, you'll exceed 5 in a day without even noticing. So a day that will have more than 5 plant foods that I've eaten on, occasion will be eggs with avocado and tomatoes and a hash brown. I love hash browns. So that already is 3 points there. For lunch, some steak with quinoa and broccoli, that's another 2 points. Dinner, a shrimp salad with cucumber, romaine lettuce, and bell peppers, another 3 points. And a snack of cashews throughout the day, 1 point right there. So in total, that's 9 points, well above the 5 that you need a day. On average, a person eats about 3 pounds of food a day. With every single bite, we have the potential to nourish our bodies and reap the rewards, or we can punish our bodies and slowly strip away our health. It only takes 2 to 3 days of eating healthy to see a change in your microbiome. So make that decision and eat something nourishing today. I hope you found value in this episode and I helped explain a little bit more of why the gut is so important and why it's called the second brain. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comments what you'd like to see next. Subscribe and follow so that we can learn, grow, and heal together.